So he got outside.
Okay.
Let me go eat mine.
Blessed be he, master and creator of all eternity, one who saved us and sanctifies us for his purpose. Today, I want to bless the creator for you, maker creator, who is Yah, our creator and eternal. I want to start off this week. Last time I promised that we would talk about the herbs of the Bible, because it's been a lot of requests saying, you got a lot of herbs. What is going on, Nima? What's happening? Since you said that you're going to give the scriptures about those herbs. Well, guess what? Today we're going to start off a new class on herbs and spices of the Bible. You're going to be so surprised at all the things in the scriptures where they talk about herbs. Ooh, one of my favorites is cumin. And so I promise I won't go ahead of myself, because I can tell you about cumin with the eyes. Oh, it brings sight back to the. Remember, there's a scripture that says, "Blessed be he, master eternal, creator forever, who opens the eyes of the blind." They were talking about cumin. Well, they weren't just talking about cumin, but cumin will open eyes. It helps the eyes. But I said I wasn't gonna go ahead of myself. Okay, let's start with A. A, I love the part with A. One of the creators says, when he spoke the worlds into existence, it started out the first letter. And it looks like an N. I'm not going to, they told me don't teach me. But anyway, it's a Hebrew letter. It looks like an N, but it's called an Aleph. And that's the first Hebrew letter. And with that, ironic that we would start with aloe vera, but there's one before then, but we're not going to go about that. We'll go into something else real quick. But I'm going to need, there's one scripture, and I want you all to really take a picture. I need you to stay there. I got some for you. I need you to take a picture of this board. Because, and I also, did you know there were over 4,000 herbs and spices of the Bible? Tobias, if you could take a picture of this and let them see this. I'm going to try my best to have a bigger poster of this, bigger than that, but.
I was just ready to say, I'm going to have to, I ain't set up to get close.
That's okay, that's okay. So it talks, it's okay, next time. But it talks about there's over 4,000 herbs and spices of the Bible. Can you believe it? I bet you all would some people just go with their maybe about 10 or 12 and they would go with that. But you know, the creatorness has already established a way of escape for every situation for us. And that means that he's already given us everything pertaining to life and godliness. And that means, so why does he not know how to take care of that which belongs to him? We belong to him. He knows how to take good care of us, right? So we're going to go with a lot of things that the scriptures are talking about, because the leaves of the field are good for the healing of the nations, right? So because of that, we have over 4,000 herbs and spices of the Bible. Now, I might from time to time, since you guys have your own scriptures, your own sword, I know I might have to ask you if you would read a couple of scriptures for me. So in the interim, I'm going to call out these scriptures for you so that you'll see that I'm not just talking, and then I'll tell you what they're used for. How about that? Did you know aloe vera, but you have to make sure it's what's the word I'm looking for? Contaminant free. Make sure it's organic. If it's organic, guess what, family? You could use it around your eyes, put it around your eyes, and you can sleep with it. Not only does it keep this from puffing up around your eyes, from puffing up, but it gives strength to the sight, to your eyesight. Remember, I was telling you all a while back that every morning I cleanse my eyes just like I clean my face. And you say, Emma, how can you clean your eyes? Remember and if you all go back in the last class, and we talked about some of the things you can clean your eyes out with. Such as, have you ever woke up in the morning and you got all this mucusy all over your eyes and it's like, ugh, wipe this out. How can I get this mucus out of your eyes? Oh, this mucus, and you want to wipe your eyes and all this stuff. And when you look down there, you see those little pus and mucus and all that at the bottom. So remember a while back, I spoke with you guys and I told you, just take a little Himalayan salt. And I brought 2 different types of Himalayan salt. Now keep in mind, I don't sponsor anybody else's name. I don't do anybody else's name. So because I don't do anyone else's name, so overlook the names that you'll see, okay? So this is black salt. This is black salt. But you're gonna use the Himalayan salt. And remember the last time, and I brought this for a reason though, guys. Remember we said Himalayan salt, and you take the Himalayan salt, I didn't bring the other one too, but like I said, don't look at the name. It's just the Himalayan salt already grounded. I like the ground. The reason why I like the ground, already ground, because you can see if there's any glass or anything like that when you grind yourself. When you grind yourself, you know it's not glass and all that kind of thing. So it's better for me. So I'll take the Himalayan salt. Remember, I'm just gonna do a little review. Take the Himalayan salt and put it in distilled water enough and cup it over the eyes. Make sure, because the Himalayan salt has over 85 different types of minerals and vitamins in it. It's minerals and all that for the body. So when you're washing and when you taste your tears, if you were to cry, I know when you're probably young, you would cry, you taste your tears and it tastes salty. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the same, but you don't want it really, really salty, but you just want enough salt so that it tastes just like your tears. Not a whole lot. So when you put it over, cup it over the eyes, not only does it kill the bacteria, it's an antibacterial, antifungal, because salt is normally an antibacterial, antifungal. So you take it and cup the distilled water over your eye, and you exercise it back and forth, left and right, up and down. When you clean your eyes out, you'll notice when you go back and go back and look into the cup, again, you all need to go back and look at the previous, the previous lessons.
Question here online says, "Shalom, you my boy.
Shalom,
how do you cure while thawing situs? I want to say it's BARTHOLINCYSTS.
Bronchitis. And so what you do, that's what I'm talking about. It's concerning the eyes.
Okay.
So what you do, I had a cousin, let me give you an example, and you'll remember this. I had a cousin, every year, my cousin has to go, and he's this big, brawny guy, and he's like 200 some odd pounds, real big guy. I'm not gonna tell you all my height, so we don't have to worry about that part right now. But, and keep in mind, I love at least my heels on, right? So we good. But, so this big brawny guy has to go every year, and he has to have them get these little, they're called, these little things that floaters in the eyes. These are floaters, and they float in the eyes. So I told him, I said, why don't you just cleanse your eyes every day, just like you wash your face. You're gonna wash your face at night before you go to bed, of course. And you're going to, and for us women, we know about that because we have to wash off those that wear makeup. Some of us don't need makeup, stay just like you are. And so wash your face before you go to bed at night. And when you get up in the morning, you wash your face. Well, guess what? You clean your eyes, just like you clean your sinuses. This time of the year, because those who are dealing with allergies, a lot of things come back in their eyes and their nose. One of the things you can do, clean those eyes with that salt, Himalayan salt, or I was sharing with a young lady this week, and I didn't bring it, I'm sorry. And I was sharing with a young lady this week and about allergies and about colds. Well, colds will develop, you probably already know this, it'll develop in the head area. Eyes, ears, nose, and throat. Keep that in mind. And so when you...
So there's a difference between the head cold and the chest cold?
For sure. There's a difference between them. And so when they used, and here I'm going ahead of myself, but just to prove a point, myrrh when they use myrrh in the days, well, in your scriptures, I didn't write it down yet because I'm just at a certain point right now. I'm only down to the D, but I'll tell you all about that in a minute. So they would use myrrh to heal colds and bacteria because myrrh deals with the head area. So they actually take the myrrh and put it, you said, oh, you're going to take a resin and put it in your mouth? They did it then. So what they did was it killed the bacteria in the head. If you don't, and you can also burn, and I didn't bring any resin to burn, and I'm sorry about that. So you can take actually resin before you go to bed at night. You said, Nima, what about the mucus when I get up in the morning and I'm congested and all that? When you burn frankincense and myrrh at night, it gets rid of the mucus, the contaminants, all that in your sinuses and in your head part. You can also take onions, and we're going to talk about that because that was mentioned in the scriptures as well. You can take onions, and we'll talk about where it talks about it, onions and all that. All these herbs and spices are in the Bible. I told you over 4,000. So you can take onion, take a red onion, or preferably red onion, and you can cut it in half in eighths. Open it up and put it on a high spot. And what it does, it draws the bacteria out of the room. I'm telling you all my secrets, aren't I? You can take, and it draws all the inflammation and bacteria out of the room. And it's been known to do that, even with colds, sores, throats, and right on down the line. You know what? You can also, remember I told you all a while back about bay leaves. And bay leaves just happen to be on our list. Not on this one. I have it already and I got you. I'll tell you where it is in the scriptures. You can take real bay leaves. Remember I told you guys you can take bay leaves and you can burn them in the room and it gets rid of tension. It gets rid of all the stress. Yes, and it helps you sleep. You can drink bay leaves and it clears all of this up. You can make it as a tea. But let me tell you this, because we as people have a thought just to overdo. When you do your bay leaves to drink as a tea, don't put any more than 5 in there to boil it. Okay, so when you put boiling hot water, pour the bay leaves over, let it set for about 5 or 10 minutes. You can drink it. And it gets rid of all that as well. This is bay leaf oil. So I have my trusty assistant. This is bay leaf oil. So you guys can smell what it smells like. Isn't that awesome? You can see what it smells like. And it smells so good. So she's gonna pass that around you guys so you can smell it. And it's bay leaf oil. And you take that oil and you can put it around you. Some that smells just like the bay leaves, doesn't it? Have you ever smelled bay leaves when you're burning or you're boiling it? It smells just like that. It's the bay leaf oil. And it doesn't smell wonderful.
Yeah, that smells wonderful.
It smells really, really good. And so what you do when you put it on, you can put it around you. You can put it in a couple drops, 3 or 4 drops in a small spray bottle with water, and you can mist your body. So when you go out to around others, when you come back in the house, you can spritz yourself, and it kills bacteria in the body. So it's good for that too. Plus, it keeps other bacteria at bay. This is bay leaves, and I'm gonna tell you all about in the scriptures where it came from and how they talk about bay leaves in a little while as well. So it'll clean this.
The sister said the bacterial cyst,
Yeah.
which we was asking about, she said it's actually a lump near the private area of the young.
It's a lump
Right.
in the private.
Right.
Okay, I'll tell her how to do that. Now,
She's asking for a natural remedy for that.
a natural remedy. Okay, I know I'm gonna tell you about that. Thank you for correcting me, because you know me most don't know. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me, love. I appreciate it. So what you can simply do for that, and then we'll come back to the eye part. But for that, you can take, and this might sound strange, this might sound really odd, that you can take,
She says a fluid-filled lump near the
private area.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, take activated charcoal, make a paste. And you can put it right there, put a Band-Aid over it. The activated charcoal will pull the toxins out. You can do that way. And because the Father, in his infinite wisdom, has many ways of helping us do different things, so there's not just one particular way. That's one. The next thing you can do is you can use what is called healing clay. And it's that, it's a clay, and it's called healing clay. And I can bring that, and if you look it up, it's a bentonite clay. And you can take it and make like a paste out of it. And you can put it now, as long as it's in that area, not inside. Actually, is it inside the private, or is it outside on the side of the private? She said on the outside surrounding the private.
Let me go back. You want, look a little near the vaginal opening.
Near. Okay, so it should be, is it, okay. So what she can also do is take the bentonite clay at night before you go to bed.
Outside, you said.
Outside. So take that bentonite clay, make a paste, and when she goes to bed, if it's not too close to the vaginal area, you can put it there and make that paste and let it set, and put a Band-Aid or something over it to hold it in place, and it will draw it out. Another thing you can do is you can use a salve. It's called a drawing salve. You can put there and you put it on there. It'll also draw it out. I'll give you a little example. One day, it's been a while back, and something bit me, and it was like on my tummy, And so what I did was I took the salve and the activated charcoal and made a paste, made the drawing salve, and then I put the activated charcoal and I put a Band-Aid on it. In 2 days, less than 2 days, one day, it was like it came to a head because it was soft all around it. The second day, I was able to take it and bump and pull it out. Just push like a pimple, draw it out, and the cord came out and everything. And then just take, and you can also go back and use that witch hazel. Now, another thing we'll draw is witch hazel. But and here's another secret Imam has for you. You can take what's called, and I use it all the time. And this is a particular type of that you might say, oh, what it is. You can take the witch hazel, put it on there, and you can clean it really well with it, and then all that out. Just clean it on out. Now, I want to let you know this one thing, family. When you have these things, they're just toxins ready to come out of the body. Okay. They're toxins like with food that you've eaten. These are, if you're a smoker, please, I'm not saying that you guys are smokers or anything like that, but if you're a smoker, you want to be careful with that because those are toxins in the body, and you want to push those toxins out. One of the things that, if you want to stop smoking, one of the things that helps with smoking, you want to use fennel. Fennel will help you. If you no longer want to smoke or anything like that, you can start chewing fennel. Fennel will take that taste away, and we'll just eventually stop because you no longer want the taste of that. But you can do, it's because the toxins coming out of your body, and it wants to come out, so you're just helping it out. Another thing you could use is, there are a lot of things that are called astringents. They're natural astringents that you can use, that you can put on there and keep it clean, and it just comes right on out. What is it? Red vinegar, Bragg's vinegar. You could take it. You know what I used to do? I used to take Bragg's vinegar. Sometimes I still do this right now. And I'll take Bragg's vinegar and just click. You'll say, doesn't that even smell? It doesn't after a minute. The smell dissipates, and you still have clean skin, and you have that clean area as well, wherever it is. You can just take the activated charcoal, and you can clean. After it pulls that, you can take that red vinegar and use that red vinegar and pull it out. But it has to be the Bragg's because it's the fermentation that pulls the toxins out. Am I okay, you guys? You all got me? It's the fermented vinegar that pulls those toxins out of the body. Just like when you wash your face with the Brad's vinegar, you can just clean out. Like I said, I don't sponsor any particular name, but it has to have the mother in it. The bottom, it has to have that little film. That little film has to be at the bottom. And you do that, and you cleanse your face with it, and then you rinse it off. Another thing, one more thing, and I don't have a lot of things, because everything, the Father didn't just stop with one particular way. There are many things. Another thing you can take, and you might say, you've gone off the cuff now. But you can boil some sage, take some sage, and boil it. When you boil it, it's an astringent. And that's what they say in the Bible. One of the things I'm going to pull you out to you guys, the longer we go this, it's the sage, you boil it. As a matter of fact, I used it today to cleanse my face with. And I put some in my hair. And what it does, not only does it help your hair grow, but the sage does, but it also cleanses your face and it gives you a nice glow. And it cleanses all the pores out. And it's just sage. After you finish boiling the sage, you take it and put it on a cotton ball. And she can take it and put that sage and make it kind of strong. So you're going to put more like 2 tablespoons in the boiling water. Say if you have a cup like, say if you have a cup like this. Well, but make sure you use distilled water family. Take like a cup like this, and you have a cup of water like this. You're gonna take about 2 tablespoons dried sage, boil the water, put it in there, and let it set about 5 to 10 minutes. Then by the time you put it on a cotton ball, and of course make sure it's cool. It's cooled off to the point where you can tolerate, not really hot. And you take that on a cotton ball or a towel, you can set that on there. That draws the infection out as well. You can do it that way, and it draws the infection out of your body. So you just put it on top, let it set until it gets cool, or you can set it for a while, however long you want it, and just keep changing it. And pretty soon it's going to come to a head. It'll take about 3 or 4 days, actually, if you just use sage. And you can use the Himalayan salt that will pull, or the sea salt that will pull the toxins out. The reason, and maybe this was the reason why I did bring the salt, just to take in case. Some people use, now we're not gonna abuse, this is all for a reason. I'm gonna use this, but praise God, hallelujah, to the Most High. This is called black salt powder. And you can take black salt powder, and you can take about at least a little bit, and it's also draws contaminants out of the body. There are other purposes as well, so we'll talk about that another time. So family, we remind you, if this is good for you, do a thumbs up, and then pass the information down to others at Emo Bar is online and is in her corner. So if you guys really want, I'll continue to give this more information, and I'm so thankful that you joined in. Thank you. Don't forget your thumbs up. Tell me that you love me. Yes.
Got a couple of questions.
Okay, let me finish this real quick.
Yeah.
So after you finish with the boiling water, you're gonna put the water in there, and then you're gonna let it set for about a couple minutes. Stir this in, and then put it on your towel. When you put it on the towel, or you put it on a cotton ball, and set it on the infected area that you want to draw it out, and it will pull the toxins out as well. This is what they do in the Middle East. Use black salt. This is black salt powder. But there are other things, and we're going to talk about that too. So, yes, ma'am.
Kind of close on time, but I'm
Okay.
going to read these 3 questions. Got
Okay.
a couple of questions here. Got one here that says, Iman, what is good for poor circulation?
I'm so happy you questioned me about that. Remember our cumin. I love to say to you guys. Cumin is good for poor circulation. Remember we talked about garlic is good for poor circulation. Parsley is good for poor circulation. There's so many herbs that are good for poor circulation. Let me tell you what you can do. And you say, I really want something really quick. I want something right now. You can take cayenne pepper. poor circulation. You could take cayenne pepper, take your vinegar. Now, you know they've been talking about that for a while now.
Regular
Take
vinegar or apple cider?
apple cider vinegar. Take that. When you're gonna ingest, I would recommend that you use the apple cider vinegar for the inside and the outside. Only time you want to just use the regular vinegar, white vinegar is like for cleaning and stuff like that. You can use it on the outside of the body, like cleaning stuff, but the apple cider vinegar is much better. And it's also good for circulation. So check this out. You can put a little bit, a fourth of a teaspoon in a cup. After you get your cup, you can put a fourth of a teaspoon, you're gonna put like a third, like a half of a cup of apple cider vinegar, and then put a little honey in it to taste. So it'll taste kind of nice. When you do that, it's gonna help with the circulation because the cayenne pepper, and I didn't put that down there because we gotta get to that too. But that's still in the Bible too. Cayenne pepper's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. What? Watch it, show you what I'm wrong. It's in the Bible, cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is good for circulation and it helps with, I brought some pot de arco. Family, let me tell you this. Pot de arco is P-A-U-D. This third word is A-R-C-O. Pot de arco is good like for cancer and stuff like that, and it's also good for circulation as well. So when you mix it with, you can mix with pomegranate molasses, which is what I have you guys to, if you didn't have a taste of it already. You taste this, and this is good for cancer, it's good for circulation. Part of ARCO will not, HIV, I'm not telling you I'll go out and have fornication or stuff, please don't do that. But in case you ever come across this blood issue, syphilis, all these type of things. Part of ARCO is fantabulous, and it puts circulation back in the body. It moves, helps with blood, and it moves blood right on its way. It puts oxygen back in the blood so that the blood can go and it circulation. There's so many things, and one day remind me, love, to just do nothing about herbs. It's all herbs about circulation. Please tune in to that's gonna be next. Next question.
Gentleman says, but people who have renal disease, like me, can't have salt, though, Eva. What are other options other than black salt?
Now check this out. The Father in his infinite wisdom, our bodies still have salt in it.
Right.
So with this, I'm not saying, and you need some type of salt in your bodies, family. So they say you can't do it, but all to proportion, you're not supposed to do it overly.
Right.
The food that, let me give you an example. There are foods like celery that is automatically salt. Celery is used as a salt substitute. Can you believe that? They used to do that in the Bible. So what about celery? Celery is also will help you with circulation. Check this out, family. It's in the scripture. It'll help you with circulation. It'll perk you up. It's good to cleanse the blood. It's a bacteria. Celery. We use celery seeds at home. Don't tell my husband I put celery seeds in his food. But celery seeds are wonderful for poor circulation as well. And you know what? You can even regrow your own celery, which is what we do at home. You can take the bottom. I'm about to help you guys with something. In case you want to grow your own celery, we did buy some celery. You'll never have to buy celery again if you do it this way. And I'm about to mess with, so shh, don't tell me about it. Buy your celery, make sure there's a bottom to it, cut the bottom of it off and stick it in water or either in soil. When you see, you can grow your own, but make sure it's organic celery, not all the toxins where they put all the toxins and stuff in it. You can grow your own celery back, so you never have to buy any more celery if you grow it yourself. Just with a bottom, and you can grow it. Celery seeds are fantabulous. It has your minerals and all that you need in it, and about 15 different vitamins it has in it. Did they have another question for me?
Somebody asked, what's a good remedy for multiple sclerosis?
Multiple sclerosis. Okay, now with that, let me tell you this. Okay, define what type of multiple sclerosis you have, because tell me what kind. What do you mean when you say multiple sclerosis? Did they say anything? While they're waiting, tell Pot Arco is good for multiple sclerosis because it helps with the muscles, it helps with the blood, it helps detoxify the body, it helps all of that. Tell them, part of the article, I don't know why I brought this, but yes I do, because the Father in His infinite wisdom already had this in mind. And also, you know, you can use cinnamon tea. Y'all have some cinnamon tea before you make too. Here's some cinnamon tea. Cinnamon, but you have to, but don't use the kind that that's in the store. You want the cinnamon leaves. You want ceylon. That's good for it as well. And with the minerals and different minerals that you have in it, family, you know what? And here's something else that's really good. And I didn't know why I was bringing all this stuff for you guys. And I see it's for you guys. And the Father already knew your heart already. Use some oil of oregano. This is good. Now, I said, don't sponsor any particular person.
Okay.
So you can, but you can still put this on there so they'll know. I use oregano. Do this for me, baby. I use oregano spirits, and I grow oregano in my backyard, family. You can smell it if you want to, and that's why I brought it. You can smell it. Oregano. You all need oregano. Once you've had oregano, any colds, bacteria, different things like that. We're just giving you the things that, because one spice or one herb doesn't just do one thing. It handles a plethora of things that you can use it with. Yes, sir.
How can you get all this?
Where do I get all this?
Like cinnamon leaves, all the organic,
Because I'm
all the
old.
non-toxic.
Because I'm an old lady and I know where to get it from. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, baby, you know I love you too much. You know what? You can look on different places like this. Let me tell you, a lot of people. We got it. Ooh. Okay. Tell me, do this to me when we're ready.
Okay.
Okay. So here's another thing, baby. When you can go online and you can order ceylon leaves. Do you know what ceylon? Even they use ceylon leaves in the desert. When they were going through them, when the children of Israel went in with Moses, remember you gotta do it like this though, baby, okay? Tobias, you gotta do it like this. Is it not time for me to do that?
You gotta be, it's 5:28.
5:28, okay.
You say let's go 5:20.
Okay, 2 minutes. When they were in the desert, when Moses was in the desert, one of the things that they spoke of, that was the ceylon. And you say, well, how do they say ceylon? Ceylon, and I looked at it, it's a cinnamon. And you know what, when you can drink you can drink cinnamon in the hot middle of the desert, and you don't feel heat. There was a little movie that they gave for the children. And I talk so fast and I swallow, so please somebody. But anyway, so
Sorry, to interrupt you, Mom. What was the name of that again, please?
oil of oregano,
Yes, that's a liquid oregano.
it's liquid. And I, because the reason why I use oregano spirits, because it's much cheaper and it's more potent.
Okay.
Because they don't have to do the oil, they can just, right there, it's the spirit itself.
Okay.
And when you have a cold family, do oregano, you can make it your own oregano tea. Get some oregano, because I know this smells real powerful. And what you do, and you can take this tea, you can go to the garden, go get you some oregano, and boil it, put it hot, don't really boil it, what you do is put the oregano in, boil the water first, and take about, you can even use dry. But if you use dry, use like a tablespoon in a cup for that. And then strain it. And it's going to be real strong, but it'll knock out all of this. It'll knock out all this that's going on up in here. And even checked colds, oregano would do that for you. So, and oregano's good for measles. How about that? And smallpox and chicken pox. So why are they going to take, because you know what they play on your mind.
Right.
Anyway, oregano, children, this Ema loves you. I think you are wonderful. I didn't get around to tell you all about the different salts, but it's okay. We'll do it on another time. And I wanted you all to real quickly to tell you all, let's get at least the first 5 scriptures, at least the first few, okay? Let's go with all of, when I come back, I'll tell you about even aloe vera juice. The abstract, you can put it on your hair. Women, you can put it on your hair. And all those, when your hair is really coarse and all that, and you want to just smooth the ends, take aloe vera gel and you can smooth the ends out with it, and it detangles really well, really well. So let's look at Numbers 24:6, Psalms 45:68, even John 18. Look here, 18:2, John 19:39 through 40. Family, I want you all to look at Proverbs 7:17. I want you all to have this, because next time I'll make a bigger one. I didn't have the money right now, but.
You probably take a picture of it, and send it to me like once.
Okay, I'll do that. And so that you all would have all of this. But remember, we're going to start with this one, and we'll go in to tell you all more about the aloe vera and what the Bible calls it. It's a different name in the Hebrew. It's another name in the Hebrew that it calls it. And you can get that. It's not just, and there are different types of, you remember I was telling you all that the Creator just didn't start with one thing. He has a multiple of other things. When he says aloe, oh, I got to tell you all about aloe. So I love you too much. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, tell your friends, Emma Barb is on Emma's Corner, and I got some good stuff to tell you how to boost your immune system. Family, don't forget, with your colds, with your allergies, cleanse your sinuses so you can pull those toxins out. Because if you cleanse your sinuses out, that's half the battle. You want to push all that out, cleanse it out. Remember, go back to the old class where we talked about how to cleanse your sinuses and your eyes and your ears. So use that, and I love you too much. Blessed be he, master forever. I give the Father praise and glory for you, because you are wonderfully made in his image. Blessed be he, creator eternal, who made us in his image. This Emma thinks you're wonderful. I love you. Blessings and peace. Stay healthy.
Go ahead.